David at dmeltzer.com. Good morning, Jakey Bakey. Good to hear from you. Hope you're not getting sunburned down there in the Bahamas. Sound great. Thank you. Hey, Jake Share. How are you? Good morning. Happy holidays to the Share family. One of my favorite families. Michael, Blaine, welcome everybody. Let's get some questions rolling as we're going to have a good time today. Let's see here. Have you learned any lessons over the holidays? You know, I actually have been clarifying one of the lessons in refocus. As many of you may or may not know, you can only pay attention or give focus to one thing at a time. And I've been studying time for years and understand that thought vibrates faster than light. Therefore, a thought can move faster than time or the speed of light. Therefore, if you can practice refocusing, since you can only focus on one thing, focus, refocus, you actually can bend time and be triple, quadruple effective. So, for example, I'm refocusing and I got 3 different things going on right now. And the more that I practice it, the more capable I am to provide the illusion that I am multitasking, but I'm actually just doing and focusing on one thing at one time. But remember, thought vibrates faster than light. Therefore, if I can get my thoughts to utilize and to focus, I can actually move time. Oh, I just dropped my notes though. That's not going to help me at all. Anyway, here we go. All right, let's take a question or two. I keep on dropping my notes. That's all right. Not a big deal. We'll deal with it. Here we go. Next question. What's the best quote you've heard recently? I'm sticking to my good ones, man. You know, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's a key concept for the new year. Remember, email me, David at dmeltzer.com. Text me, 949-298-2905. Work hard and ignore negative advice. Law of gravity, the law of Goya, and the law of attraction all combined. All right, let's take another question here. What are your thoughts on New Year's resolutions? Every single day I have New Year's resolutions because I take inventory of my value. Every day I have New Year's. It's a new year for me every day. And taking inventory of my values, not being afraid of changing my mind, growing, making mistakes, all of those things. So my New Year's resolutions happen every single day. I don't need to wait for January 1st. What do you love about life? I love enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. I love rule number 6, not taking myself so seriously. I love the journey, the suffering, the identifying of the light, the love, and the lessons and everything that I do, indicating and having faith that I'm going to end up somewhere better. I love being connected to everything and everyone. I love living in between limitlessness and infinity. Just a few of the things that I love. How do you balance between accessibility and saying no? Utilizing your student of a calendar and do it now philosophy, knowing your values. I use the matrix that Roosevelt created, importance versus urgency as well, to figure out exactly where to utilize my time. I want to teach my kids the values of $1 and to not be wasteful. How? Show them. Show them is the best way. Empower them by giving them money and allowing them to effectuate, extracting their emotions from it, giving them a distribution of strict percentages in which they can utilize determinative upon how much money they have. Get them into the habit of saving and to investing in themselves and to giving. And those 3 things in the percentages that they feel is aligned with their values, and show them by doing it yourself as well. Showing the success that it creates, compound interest, etc. All right. At the official VRTULU, sorry. And James Sue is here. Let me just find my friend James. They said you're here. Let's see here. You are here just on time. The executive producer of VRLU North America and CEO, the state and the platform and innovative virtual reality to help us. There he is.
Mr. David, thank you so
Happy
much for
holidays.
allowing us to be on here with you.
Oh, this is so cool, man. I've been looking forward to learning more about VRLU and how virtual reality is now part of our own development. And I was just talking about investing in ourselves. People want to know how to teach and empower financial literacy. And extract the emotional aspects, have a percentage, but part of that's investing in ourselves. And I can imagine how VRLU is helping to accelerate that and really raise the awareness of how important self-development is. Give me an idea of, number one, how you came up with the idea of utilizing virtual reality in this way.
Well, I wish I could take full credit, but my partner is actually the one. He was on the set of a K-pop video and saw that they were filming with a VR camera, and he had never seen one before. And prior to VRLU, I've been in video production for this is my ninth year. And he was like, "Hey, are you familiar with VR?" And I was like, "I know it's the future." But I wasn't really familiar with it, to be honest. And we didn't even know how to film in VR, and we didn't know how to do all the aspects behind VR. And he told me about his idea, and I loved it. And we started production of filming all of our, what we call our masters, people who are the best at what they do. Since last October, we went live with the app in June. And here we are 14 months later in 2020.
Well, and you are living a path and a journey similar to mine. I mean, you've spoken in 2,500 different venues and utilized an entrepreneur, speaker, author, mobilizing people. And I'm really curious, how do you eat your way to a six-figure income?
Well, the rundown of it is Mobilizing People teaches communication. And then our second book, How to Eat Your Way to Six-Figure Income, it teaches you basically how do you go to the restaurant owner and pitch them on the value that you can bring to the marketplace and how they can increase sales. Long story short, it's Groupon, but instead of an actual website, you're the Groupon. So you pitch them, you bring your friends, you eat, you get half the check.
That is awesome. You are so innovative. Well, I also saw that people call you the H Superman. What's that all about?
Well, I love Superman. He's my favorite comic book character of all time. So my last name is Shu, HSU, and then I actually had a friend of mine say, "Did you realize you love Superman? And if you take your first three letters of your name and put it together," I said, "Oh my God, it was meant to be." So Superman.
Hey, Superman. I love it. I love it. Well, my favorite superhero is also in the same realm as Wonder Woman and Superman. It's Batman.
Yes.
And the reason I like Batman is his superpower, unlike Wonder Woman, who, you know, has that stem from the Amazon, and Superman from all the way in, oh shoot, what's his name of his, where he was born? Where was Superman born? Help me out.
Krypton.
Krypton, right? I was gonna say kryptonite. So Batman's only superpower is he's rich. He's kind of like Iron Man. So I'm a big fan of Batman because I think that he encompasses the idea that the more you receive, the better and more good you can do, and the more if you have the right intention. And you know, they played with his intention over the years. But Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, some of my favorites. Now, how is virtual reality, do you see now, going to be utilized in the future for this type of course learning and of course development?
Well, I think people were really turning on thanks to social media. People love personal development. I think that's not negotiable at this point. People love it. And with us, the pandemic, unfortunately, with everything that's been happening here in America and all around the world, when we released VRLU, at the beginning, I felt, you know, I wonder if people would be open to the idea of virtual learning. You know, I wonder if people are going to be open to that. And once we went live, we realized that so many people, not only do they love personal development, which is what my partner really wanted to emphasize with VRLU, outside of the other elements of like K-pop and our karaoke center, our kids center, outside of all that stuff, we really wanted to make sure the Master Academy really hit it hard, where we find people who are the best at what they do, but put you in an all immersive 360. You got your glasses on, and it's just so exciting how people have given us their feedback on how they felt about it, because it feels like I'm sitting with Mr. David Meltzer. It feels like he's actually talking to me when it's in VR.
That is awesome. Well, give me a thumbs up below if you think I should film myself in virtual with James, and we could do some sort of training on connecting to goodness, or possibility, probability, or perspective training, which would be congruent with virtual reality, which would be really cool. What's the number one lesson that you've learned about your own business throughout the pandemic as you're adjusting and expanding and growing? Because obviously you have evolved from just executive production into an empowerment person. How have you utilized that one or two lessons that you've learned through this?
I'd say the biggest word I've been using as of late, anyways, is the word pivot. There was a old Friends episode for those of us who are Friends fans where David Schwimmer has to bring up a couch up a flight of stairs and he keeps on screaming, pivot! And I think business is no different. You have to be open to pivot. Things aren't always going to go the way we want. There are unexpected forces of nature that will come. And when that time comes, you got to pivot. You have to be open to pivot and change the degree of perception, change the degree of where you're looking, whatever that might be.
James, a lot of people talk about pivoting, but they don't have any skills or knowledge on what that actually means. Like for me, I always say it's, for me, pain is the indicator that I'm supposed to change direction, have a lesson to learn, or to find light, love, and lesson in something to a better place, knowing that I'm happy where I'm at with faith that I'll end up somewhere better. What's your type of go-to when it comes to how do you pivot? How do you know how to align your capabilities or synergistic supplementary things to do? It's quite obvious when you're carrying something up staircase, you need to pivot. But, a lot of people right today feel lost and they wonder, all right, so it's great to say I should pivot, but how do I do it?
I can give probably the annoying answer of have to be positive, and it's true. There's the power of positive thinking, all that stuff. But something I learned from my mentor when I was 19 years old, 18 years ago, was he told me that if you want to be able to pivot, you have to find resources. The answer's out there. Everything that you can already see has already been made by somebody. It wasn't just, it was visualized somewhere. Someone made it a reality. And to be honest with everybody, anytime I don't have an answer for something, I usually just go to my best friend Google and I just Google something. You'd be surprised. Every answer that you want is already out there. There's so many mentors out there, like with David Meltzer. There are so many mentors out there, like on VRLU, that you can find the answer already. It's out there. You just have to be willing to search. And I understand that it might take a few searches. You might have to do a couple things to find that answer, but the answer is out there. There are mentors out there that genuinely want to help you, that genuinely give you the right advice on how to find that if you're willing to just go through it.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to get into a practice of, I would say asking and attracting, but not just asking and attracting in person on the phone via email, but through YouTube and Google. I mean, if I have anything in my home that needs to be done now, before I call a plumber, before I call an electrician, before I YouTube it and get an idea of how easy it is to see if I can do it myself. Or even more importantly, if I can't do it myself, at least I know what's going on so I don't get ripped off by people overselling, back-end selling, and lying to me. I can't tell you how many times that now I've Googled something and the guy tries to, oversell me. And I was like, no. Here's the issue. I don't know how to do it. I don't have a license to do it. But here's the issue. And you're not going to charge me 5 times as much to get that done. So, I think that's a great thing. Now, where can people find VRLU and get this great content to help them virtually?
Can you say that again, Mr. David?
Yeah, no problem. I said, where can people go to find you to on your platform?
Go to VRLU, VRLU.com. You'll see our entire Master Academy, our K-pop center, our karaoke center, our VRLU center. We have everything on there virtually. Put your headset on, get immersed, and you'd be surprised and amazed by how much amazing content is available in VR that'll take you into another world.
We gonna do some Dave Meltzer content together, you and I?
I would be honored.
That'll be awesome. I want some virtual content to help people and give them the full immersive experience of positivity, of gratitude. I'll do a gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration immersive experience with me, James Sue, and we'll kick butt together. I'll be Batman, you be Robin, or you can be Superman.
Yes.
All right. The great Superman himself, James Sue. You got to check it out at official VRLU, VRLU, that is. And check him out. What a great cause. What a great experience. Which just making everything fun. We can just expand, grow, compound our interest. Enjoy your holiday, my friend. Come back and visit me. Let's figure out when we're going to do some filming together. I'd love to do that with you.
We would be honored. I'll send an email out. We'd love to have you on our platform.
I love it. Thanks, man. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Happy holidays. Official VRLU, VRLU. Check it out. VRLU in North America. K-pop all types of empowerment stuff. Is it for stock training? It could be. It looks pretty good to me too. Remember, New Year's training is this Thursday on New Year's Eve early. You can check the replay on Spotify, Entrepreneur, and all the platforms. Catch it out. If you missed the holiday training, it's available today on Spotify, Entrepreneur, and all the platforms. Check it out. You'll love it. And if you want the guides, exercises, my books for free, a lot of people are getting them for the holidays for them, their friends. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Happy to sign it, send it out, pay for shipping. Not a problem. If you haven't joined my text community, it's 949-298-2905. You can see it right there. Easy to get, top and bottom of the screen. All righty, let's take a few more questions as we are progressing here. What are you most excited for in 2021? Tomorrow. I mean, God, I just want to continue to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential, living with all these lessons that I've learned, expanding and growing. I'm especially excited, I have to admit, with 2 Minute Drill, January 8th, my TV show on Bloomberg TV, Amazon Prime Video. Check out 2 Minute Drill. You'll love it. David@dmeltzer.com if you haven't. And you can try out for season 2. It'll be in June. You can try out now, dmeltzer.com/pitch, or email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Try out $50,000 of cash and prizes each episode. So there's something to win there, and you'll enjoy it. You'll love it. Come and join me. Perfect. Let's see here. Let's see. My next guest is already here, it looks like. Zimo Eats. Zimbo, Vidya, come and join me, my friend. We are here on Monday. Oh, he declined. What? Hey, Jakey, they declined me. That's all right. Make another request. I think you did it on accident. Thank you. From Jamaica, looking good, everybody. Where are we at? I'll take another question while they're trying to reload to come in here. How to protect your business idea in patents recommended. There's several. Email me. I got several places to go that can help you. Some referrals for you. So david@dmeltzer.com. Happy to help and give you a referral on where to go. david@dmeltzer.com. Text David 949-298-2905. All right, let me try to grab. My boys are back here. I think they accidentally did that. Hello, Vidya Subramanian from Zimo Eats. Having trouble connecting. Do not know what's going on there. Anyway, let's get a few more questions in here. I'm just waiting. It's not always easy there. How to send a DM to a woman? Direct message to a woman? Just send it. That's all. I don't know what else to tell you. All righty. Do you want to learn some Dutch words? Yeah, of course. I'm a Goodwill ambassador to Curacao, and it's a Dutch province right above Venezuela. Greatest baseball players of all time. Per capita, Didi or Gregorius, he is there. Alazia Beast, Lee Jansen. Sorry, they're having some connectivity problems with Zimo. It's a great foodie app. So let's check it out. Try it one more time here. I'm trying to connect to you, Sid. Trying to get you, Vidu. We're trying. All right, let's get a few more questions as we go. Here we go. Would you purchase a dying business if it's aligned with my timing and risk tolerance, and if my capabilities are synergistic and supplementary to something I know that's doing well or will be doing well, or maybe even stable? Liv, how's the Bahamas with Jakey Bakey? Nikki, welcome as well. Liv, thank you for joining me. Big hearts. Thank you. We're waiting for Zimo Eats, and we'll take some questions. It looks like they're having connectivity problems, probably from they're going to ask me a question. Which of the people that you coach have you seen flourish recently? All of them have flourished, but some just extraordinarily well. I mean, it's Gigi. There's a long list. Leslie Zan, she's launching her book. I've been blessed. People are creating My coaching clients are making more money, helping more people, and having more fun invariably, whether they're in the private group or the one-on-one. We've been killing. Shelly, wow, we got everybody from the Bahamas coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The incredible Shelly Zalis in Female Quotient CEO and founder, one of my mentors, and a great mom. Obviously, her kids are amazing, all three of them. And thank you, Shelly, for joining. That's awesome. Here we go. Let's answer a few more questions as we go. How many hours do you work? I don't work. There's activity I get paid for and activity I don't get paid for. So I take a vacation every day. I believe 2 minutes a day is worth more than 2 hours on a Saturday. I take inventory of my values. I ask and attract. I'm a student in my calendar, meaning I look at the activity I have planned, I don't have planned in my sleep every day. Like I said, I have activity I get paid for, activity I don't. Utilizing a lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude, I'm able to create a balanced, a weighted balance according to my value life that allows me to do much, much more and achieve what I want and to be happy. In other words, to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. I will try you one more time, Vidya. If not, you can go ahead and we'll try to ask me a question at another time. I'm trying to let you join, my friend. Here we go. Oops, I got that question down. Get another question while we're waiting to see if we can join. How's your day going? It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you. Well, there she. Hi.
Hi, David. Sorry about the technical glitch there.
You know, I wish I could control. I just glad my car works better than the internet, so I wouldn't get anywhere. Anyway,
well, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. And I'm Vidya. I am the CEO of Zimo. And Zimo is a new food app that is a marketplace that's going to connect foodies with amazing freelancing chefs.
Ah, perfect. And no better time to utilize freelancing chefs than now with everybody on lockdown. So you had a question for me, I think.
Yes, yes. So actually, your comment is a great segue to my question. So it's been an interesting year, right, to put it mildly. And, you know, COVID continues its rampage globally, but this has also been a time of reflection and spiritual growth for many people. What can entrepreneurs like myself take away from this year, right? It's honestly been a very mixed year. As you said, Zimo is a fantastic idea, although it was conceived way before COVID. The business case for Zimo just became stronger. Having said that, the fundraising has been challenging because of COVID, because people are not making those big decisions. So where do we go from here, right? What is the shift that needs to happen in a lot of entrepreneurs' perspective?
Well, number one, whether you think it is or it isn't, either way, you're right. So we funded a ton of different deals in the last 8 months. I've seen a ton of companies get funded in the last 8 months. I've seen a ton of companies win money and prizes on my own TV show in the last couple. There's so many different opportunities. So you need to shift and change your perspective that this is a great time. Now, what entrepreneurs should have learned is the capabilities inventory practice, meaning if I could take away one lesson as an entrepreneur, it's you always have to take inventory of your capabilities, which means if you're taking inventories of what skills you, your company, product, solution, or service has, your knowledge, your company, product, solution, or service as well, knowledge that it provides or needs, and two, who has it, right? That's a key component of knowledge. And then desire, right? Where is that desire? And if you take all three of those and aggregate them together and align them with what's synergistic or supplementary to what's doing well today, what's stable today, and what you feel will do well in the future, you'll increase your statistical success. You'll increase the efficiencies in what you're doing. You'll find the light, the love, and the lessons in some of the most challenging times. Look, those that have these types of perceptions, those who believe that great opportunity happens with great change, that there's so much money on the sidelines right now and so many people that feel like you do that COVID's slowing them down, that just increases your statistical chances and success in raising that money or implementing your business. So I think my greatest lessons were, someone asked me my favorite quote was, number one, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. No
Mm-hmm.
better time to implement that during a time of great change and acceleration. And then more importantly, capability analysis with the synergistic and supplementary use of your capabilities with what's doing well, what's stable, and of course, what you think will do well in the future. And if you don't know where to look at the stock market. It's loaded with companies that are doing well. It's loaded with companies that haven't moved in the last 3 years, and it's loaded with companies, industries, and careers that will be doing well in the future. So pay attention to and give attention to what you want. I think you have a great business. I think there's huge opportunities. Like anyone else, you should reach out to me, join me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'm happy to help and maybe make some introductions. If you want to send me a pitch deck, if you want to try out for the show, if you're on the show, whichever way it is, I'd love to have you. I certainly appreciate you joining me, Vidya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. It's a wonderful input, and I will certainly connect with you
Oh,
very
I look
shortly.
forward to it. Have a happy holidays and
You too.
don't
Take
quit.
care.
Don't quit. You got a great idea there. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All righty. Yes, amazing business. Remember, there's a million great ideas. Getting it to market, making money from it's the key, and she can do that. Remember, don't. It's challenging enough. Don't make it more challenging by looking for what you don't want or looking at what's missing. That's a guarantee to make the challenge even greater exponentially. How do you get out of rock bottom? It's been 3 years now. Well, get stuck getting stuck, right? Don't do the same things and expect a different result. So go ask for help. Find someone that is not at rock bottom and ask them how to get to where they are. Make sure that you enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. All righty. Melissa's here. I saw her. Thank you. We're just having a good time here. Here we go. Go live with the great founder and CEO herself of the Lip Bar, Melissa Butler. Welcome. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, what a pleasure during the holidays. You're bright, cheerful. It's like having Santa on here. You just bring so much joy. This is great with without the hat.
I'm definitely feeling the holiday cheer and the holiday spirit, so I'm happy.
Oh, I'm happy as well. And you being happy makes me happy. That's what I teach. And that we'll spread happiness by all the people witnessing how happy you and I are. And I was so happy to learn about the Lip Bar. Give me a little bit of background on what you're doing.
Man, there's so much. So the Lip Bar is a vegan, easy to use beauty solution for women of all complexions. I started the company making lipstick in my kitchen when I was working on Wall Street. I knew absolutely nothing about makeup, about being a leader, about starting a business, finance, inventory, literally nothing. And I tell people it's like I've been in Lip Bar University for the first 3 or 4 years of the business. I basically was a one-woman show. I made every product with my bare hands. And then, resilience is the key, right? So just sticking with it and continuing to optimize to get a little bit better is what got me here today. And today we're in Target stores, we're in Walmart stores across the country. And the business is growing. I have a team of all women, which I'm super proud about. It's just everything it's wonderful. It's still chaotic, but it's wonderful.
You're sitting there on Wall Street and you decide you want to make your own lipstick. Why?
Because I was frustrated with the beauty industry. So we know that business is about solving problems. And so there weren't many cosmetic companies that were speaking to Black women or even white women who weren't, the standard beauty look. Certainly no Asian women, no Indian women. And I just felt like the beauty industry was so linear. And I was like, wait a minute, it's 2012. Like, we're past this. And I wanted to make sure little girls growing up knew that beauty was also inside of them. And I was like, you know what? Instead of complaining about it, I'm going to do something to change it.
That is awesome. What's so interesting is, like, I've dealt in the beauty space for a long time. And it's amazing that they want to market to everyone, but they only utilize like 0.001% and then with technology, it got even worse because I felt like the imagery in which they brand towards their beauty products were unattainable. They were like, you take a beautiful person and then they would make them even more beautiful. And
Yes,
it's kind of like,
absolutely.
it's frustrating to me, like the Kardashians, because, I have 3 daughters,
Hmm.
and it's like, okay, so you've done all these surgeries, and
And
you
now
were
they're the standard of beauty and they're not even real.
right. And then they still touch it up with technology. It's like, why even, like, the girls were so beautiful as they were
Yeah,
before surgery. Like, why wouldn't you just, if you want to do an imagery, why not just make a avatar or cartoon of yourself?
right.
Like, I'm perplexed. And the reason I asked you the initial question is that I think too many people are linear in the way that they are creative as well, meaning
Hmm.
that you're sitting there on Wall Street, the farthest thing from owning a lip bar,
Right.
and you decide to do something about it, which is what I teach, is the law of, number one, gravity, but then the law of Goya, get off your ass. And that capability, that law got you onto Wall Street, I'm sure, but you
Yeah.
easily transcend you to whatever you enjoy doing. And I'm sure, I'm going to speak for you for a second, that you have much more fulfillment, passion, and profit in your lip bar than you do
Oh,
Wall Street.
easily, by far, by far. I was a kid making very little money, living in very expensive New York City. And a lot of people say like, "Oh, your business is successful because you worked on Wall Street," and that couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is, when you go in most of these corporate environments, they're teaching you how to think in a very systematic way that doesn't allow for creativity. It doesn't allow for you to really think about problem solution. You're really just taught to be low risk. And so what you do when you're owning a business is you're constantly having to solve problems. You're constantly having to think outside of the box and go against the grain. I heard when you were speaking to the young lady before me, you were talking about the stock market. The people who win in the stock market are the people who go against the grain, go against what everyone is doing, and take that risk, because there's huge reward on the other side of that risk.
You're so smart. I put up a post just to point that out to people, and it got so much reaction because I said TikTok will close and Bitcoin will crash, and people just blew up, right? Because I knew where the momentum is right now, and I'm old, and I've seen momentum stop in a day's time.
Really?
And I know the upside is on the other side, like you said. Now, one of the other things that I'm really interested in is, when did you decide, because this is a key question a lot of entrepreneurs ask me, when did you decide to leave Wall Street and take this business to a full time? Because you obviously were playing around with it. And the biggest
Yeah.
question, most people, they don't know when to make the jump. When do you advise people to make a jump?
So this is a tough question. I totally understand why it is probably the most requested question, because people are fearful. It's like, do I give all this up? Do I give up this steady paycheck to focus on my passion? For me, I was in a great position. I didn't have any real responsibility. I didn't own a home. I didn't have a family. So the way I looked at it was, I would rather, go out and try it and fail than regret it, because I also knew my appetite for risk. So there's no particular time. You just have to understand your appetite for risk. So I was maybe 27, 28, and at that point I thought I saved up a year's worth of expenses. It ran out in 6 months, but I knew that I could always go home and stay with my mom if it didn't work out. And I felt so strongly about my business. So you have to do it when you're ready to give your business 100%, while also making sure that you can still have a roof over your head, making sure you can feed yourself and your family. So there's no magic timeline. You just have to do it when you're absolutely ready and understanding of your exposure.
You're exactly right. And one of the things that I love to tell people is, it's all about timing and risk tolerance. I get so many questions, and the answer is, it depends on your timing and risk tolerance. So if it depends on your timing and risk tolerance, and you have your primary job, then get better at your primary job, because it'll
Yes.
provide you more time. and less risk and less risk. I tell people all the time, if you're better at your job, that means you're making more money and you have more time. What are the two things that will allow you to be successful at something else? Having more money and more
And
time.
having more time. Here's the thing,
Exactly.
a lot of people go into when they start their side business, they start resenting their core job. And that's a bad place to be in. You should be grateful for that job because your job should be funding your side job until your side job can fund your life. So don't start taking your job for granted because you don't want to become a poor performer and then risk your main thing. So you have to keep the main thing until your new thing can become the main thing. This is how I talk to my team all the time because we launch a ton of products. We move really fast, David. But I always tell them we have to keep the main thing the main thing. What is our North Star? What is our ultimate goal? What do we want our customers to feel, think, believe about the company? So you have to also remember that if your main thing is to have enough money to fund your venture, you have to make sure that you have the ability to do that by making sure that you make as much money and learn as much from your current job so you can take that into your new field.
See, I'm going to tell my daughters to rewatch this as well. Two of them work with me during their break here. But more importantly, I think it's good child advice. Hey, remember your parents are your main thing. You got to take care of the main thing. You got to take care of the main thing. They're giving you money and time. You want to be successful, take care of the main thing, which is not easy with 3 teenage daughters. They forget who the main thing is.
And that's hilarious.
I'm gonna write my next book called The Main Thing, and I'm gonna credit you for that. Real quick, Melissa. Obviously, there's been a lot of accelerated change, and you're the type of person who I know you get the counterintuitive nature of the universe. You get the counterintuitive way to success. So with great change comes great opportunity. Where did you see the biggest opportunity with your business this year?
Yeah, I mean, we had to make a huge pivot, right? So makeup is not an essential product. Makeup, there's a term, an economic term called the lipstick effect, which basically means that even in times of recession and depression, women still indulge in makeup, right? Because like you do things to make yourself feel good. Well, the recessions and the depressions didn't really take into account the fact that people weren't leaving the house. So I had to really start thinking about, okay, how do I connect with my customers even though they're not using my products in the same way that they used to? So I think we were one of the first brands to start marketing makeup for your Zoom call, how to look awake in bed. So we really started literally getting into the lives of our customers and thinking about what are they doing in this time of boredom? How do we make them feel better? How do we give them a semblance of normalcy? And so the challenge for us was like, how do we get people to do something that they literally have no need to do right now because they're not leaving the house? And we really went the emotional route. And so for us, everything is about authenticity. So we dug deeper in terms of authenticity, letting our customers know, like, we know you because we are you. And because we are you, this is what we're doing to make ourselves feel better in this really tumultuous time. So yeah, it was a challenge, but my business is up 80% to last year. And we're 400% up in profitability because we focused on the main thing and because we really took this challenge and really pivoted the entire business in the midst of a pandemic.
I got to get you either pitching or as a judge on my TV show. You got to check out 2 Minute Drill on Bloomberg TV in January, but we have a second season in June. So reach out to my team because you are an incredible entrepreneur, and I'd love you to either pitch me or judge with me, whatever you want to do. Just reach out. We'd love to have you involved. Where can people find the Lip Bar?
So you can find us on thelipbar.com. You can find us in Target stores or Target.com, also Walmart stores and Walmart.com.
That's awesome. And they can find you at Melissa Butler. You're an incredible person. I only wish you the happiness and health you deserve. Please come back and visit me. If you're not going to come on my show, come back and visit me again, okay?
I will, absolutely. I've enjoyed myself.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
The main thing, Melissa Butler, the Lip Bar, she gets it. I love people that just get it, and they're it, and she is it. She gets it. What a beautiful, intelligent woman. I want my girls to come back and watch this one because that's the essence of enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. Great clarity, wisdom, and focus. TheLipBar.com, Walmart, Target, you can get that stuff. Easy. It's great. Do your Zoom calls, your StreamYards, your Instagram Lives. Look good like she did. Amazing, amazing person. Thank you, Melissa, for joining me. Let me take another question as we wait and get going. So what's the biggest mistake you've made recently, and what did you learn? Um, uh, the biggest mistake I made was I did a video flipping cars, and it kind of the same mistake that I made in the past. I emotionally got attached to one of the cars and end up losing money instead of sticking to my plan. The plan of the flipping the cars is to pre-sell the car and already know your profit. And I ended up keeping the car, using it too long, and getting into a quandary. But that was, to me, it's a big mistake when you don't stick to the discipline of what you want and the values that I had. And I let my ego get in the way because it was super cool. And I was proud of myself that I'd upgraded from, my first $1,000 into, an extraordinary car. And I let my kids use it. It was just a nightmare. I'm an idiot. Lesson learned. Keep your emotions out of that distribution cycle and of business. So how much hours you work apart from meal breaks? I don't work. I have activity I get paid for, and I try to maximize it. Twice as many productive hours, 16 a day, twice as efficient, 32 hours, twice as statistically successful. Get 8 hours of productivity in one day, 7 days a week, 56 days of productivity in every week. You could beat people with math. It's that easy. Well, I want to thank everybody, James, Vidya, and Melissa. Thank you for joining me. Remember, training is on Thursday, New Year's training. Our Friday training is on Thursday. Email me if you want my books, guides, exercises, david@dmeltzer.com. Join me in my text community, 949-298-2905. You can catch my trainings for free. Spotify features it. It's called The Playbook. Give it a like, share it with people. Check out The Playbook on Spotify, Entrepreneur, every platform. You'll really enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you tomorrow.